Today is October 5th, 2025. Oh my god. Never stops. Somebody from the case showed up. I was in the car and I had the window down. And they were in the next car over. And they said that attorney Will, that they let watch her. Well, who are you? Because the FBI and police have been watching me. So who said that he was allowed to watch me when it's illegal for him to? The one you're scamming, trying to get all his drug connections. Michelle's daddy. Melissa's divorce attorney. The one that works for the cartel. The one that's in debt to the cartel. Or some drug dealers the cartel turned on. That they're never going to pay for anything again because he lied to them and scammed them. You mean that guy? The one that's the cartel's done with? Yeah, that guy? That ran a drug scam on me? Oh my god. That guy is like the original, he was from the original case. Okay, I know his voice. Okay, sitting in the car next to me, there's a lady there, and said that attorney Will that they were let watch her. They were supposed to just be making fun of her. Yeah, right. That agent told Apostolic Church of Barberton the night before he knew it was being drug beat raped. Didn't care. Somebody called me a baker 15 years before that was a medication her. And on our recorded line, he knew they were trying to kill me and was mocking me. So there was a little more than just teasing somebody. Right? Yeah. Said, we found out they have that attorney Will, his daughter. They have her taped admitting she or her and her family were human trafficking people to pay off a debt to some drug dealers. Where you been? Even little kids have talked about it. Remember they sold the login? Everybody's been talking about it. And said, well, they already got that agent over a case. Tape admitting he already talked to everyone and everyone else already knew the FBI was involved. Before the case started. Oh, we were seen telling on me on top of it. So, yeah. Right between the eyes. Oh, and then they said, they have it that his son, her husband's son, is threatening her new husband's life over that farm. And he's been telling people how he's going to bash him in the back of the head over that farm. Remember a couple months ago, I told you I seen this real pretty blonde girl. Looked really pristine. A little short cropped outfit on. Her hair done real nice up in a bun and little sandals on and walking with some guy that looked a little Middle Eastern. Then I didn't see her again. I said, I hope she's okay. Because I would hate, anybody else be taken. Well, I seen her today with him. They were following me. And she was confronting him that she didn't find Michelle's family funny. And we all know Michelle confessed that it was her that put them up. Or, how did she put it? We all know Michelle confessed, and she didn't say anything about the part where She had told her husband's son how to take his farm and that they could get the ones that could get him listed incompetent, huh? And take his farm, and that she wanted it. That's why she did it. That's why she told his son. I know she did. Where that biker brought her down here September 3rd, September 30th, 25, 1 o'clock, about 1 o'clock in the morning. September 30th, 25. 1 o'clock in the morning, her motorcycles outside. And then, I mean, it was a confession of hell breaking loose of everything and why it happened. Okay? Like they said, where the cartel told everyone never to say a word to me again. This whole thing is Michelle's family's debt to some drug dealers. And that's why they pulled this. See, they did fool's bets. You bet with them, you bet everything you have in life. They never lose. That's how they put it. We make what we bet happen. We do not lose. It's a fool's bet. Where they said it was him, December 18th, 24, Walmart 62, the one that came in, and Karen didn't know who Michelle was till January and February of 19. No, I made sure of it. Well, they said she threatened her, and if she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her, and she didn't know who she was. No, I made sure of it. Well, I told the drug dealer that bet that no one had ever wanted her after what he had done to her to leave her alone. He's in it with the drug dealers making bets. Okay? Walmart 62, December 18th, 24. That's supposed to be Michelle's dad. Melissa's divorce attorney. He's the one trying to get the cartel off by getting Agent John's case thrown out. Dave was dating his daughter, Michelle. They probably had her date him on a rouge to get him to make sure that he went along with it because they needed a sap and sucker to run a scam on so they can make enough money off this case because she even admitted to human trafficking people. See, that's where I hear motorcycles. I wake up, I'm in a front room, and I hear the guys running it showed up, said no one's allowed to ever say a word to her again in her life. That this whole thing is a debt, your family's debt to those drug dealers. Is that true? Yes, I'm sorry. Does she even know who you are? No. If I go knock on that door and she answers it, and I ask her if she knows who you are, will she know who you are? No. And I don't want her to know who I am. Okay? She don't even know who you are. You had her raped and tortured and her skull crushed in because you, your family owed those drug dealers money. Yes, I'm sorry. You know, see, there's a con with Michelle. She acts so young and childish that you almost feel sorry for her, like she's some kind of patsy that they were using. And when you realize it's just an act she's doing, and that she's evil. Because you got to think where April 17th, 25, she walks across Sheets parking lot. I talked to the police up there. They said, how dumb was I telling that guy that the doctor from before was never one of hers. He works for them, and they had lied. He was one of my doctors. And she actually don't know who he is. And that when they bashed in my head, they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent. It didn't work. And soon as I told that guy, he broke up with me. And I really liked him. And I actually wanted to get married at my age. You almost felt sorry for her. Then people putting threats on her. And here, see, that's where it was like, well, get to an FBI office if they're threatening you. I mean, she looks like a little girl. And then she acts like she's just too dumb to keep her mouth shut. She can't keep her mouth shut. That is one of her problems. But she's just evil. When you realize she's just evil and it's an act, her acting helpless. like Dave, the sad little boy. Manipulating people. It's an act. But she can't keep her mouth shut. That is real. She just, see, Dave would lower his head, look up, and just look sad. And it was all an act. Get people feel sorry for him. While he's conning the guts out of them. It's an act. Very much of an act. Get the idea. That biker said, I listened to her and her friend Matt talk January 13th, 23, of how those drug dealers in Ohio were threatening that agent's life because they thought he was letting all those people be human trafficked. And it was your family doing it? Yes, I'm sorry. Your family human trafficked people to pay off those drug dealers money that you owed them? Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, everybody's been talking from Fairlawn to Maslin, North Canton. Dear Cleardown in Carrollton, how everyone heard Michelle's confession. Get the idea. Get it? Huh? And then the part about my new husband, and you telling her new husband's family that they could take him out to Youngstown, have him found incompetent, and thrown in a nursing home, steal everything he has. If they had something set up in Youngstown doing that, it's ruined because you told. I know, I'm sorry, but I really liked that land and I wanted it. Like that girl said, she didn't say anything. We all heard Michelle say she wanted that land. I know she did. You know why I didn't say that part? Because it was Carl's decision who he sold it to. His decision. Who he sold it to. And then it makes me where I've got like 3 offers. If they're not the big one. Maybe. But she wanted the land. Or were you just going to take it from Rick? Because, you know, on Google, if an attorney tries to have you found incompetent, it is not their place. It is a 5 to 10 year sentence. And then try to give it to someone else or keep it for themselves. And if your child tries to get you found incompetent, it's extortion. And it's a 20-year. They can't do any of it. But they probably do need to check Youngstown and the competency hearings. Yeah, you might want to check that one out. But I mean that biker confessed or went out at her and argued with her. That's all he did is argue with her. And she sung like a canary. And the law is if you are under any kind of surveillance and you argue with someone and they confess to a crime, it is very admissible. You didn't do anything but argue with them. Yeah. Where he even said, I listened to September of 23, where the original drug cartel confessed that they photoshopped everything. Did you know that? Yes, I'm sorry. They even got it out of her ex-husband that it was a medication error that made her sick before and fraud, and that they encouraged them to sue those doctors for years. Did you know that? Yes, I'm sorry. I told you. She admitted to human trafficking people to pay, and this whole thing was your family's debt to those drug dealers. And you even human traffic people. Yes, I'm sorry. And your whole family did. Yes, I'm sorry. They sold human beings. And they did all this for that. See, those drug dealers were, well, they talked about this whole thing being a bet between two gentlemen. One bet he could push me into suicide, being so cruel. The other one that he could steal everything I had in life and have other people participate. That's this hate crime. Um, Winner takes all. Where the other one bet that no one else would want me. That some guy said the police had said that no one was allowed to date her. The police would never tell you that. It's the people that work for Michelle's dad impersonating the police. The cops didn't care if I went out with anyone. Matter of fact, I went out with several officers. Get the idea? See, these people have impersonated the FBI, Portage County Sheriffs, possibly Stark County Sheriffs, which you probably do need to make sure you say something to Carrollton, like the people in Virginia's restaurant, that it wasn't you, Stark County Sheriffs, by the way, because they have fake badges and they like to impersonate people. September 18th, 25, Walmart West Tusk, that it was men that worked for that office was impersonating the Portage County Sheriffs. And these people, and like they said, on September 23rd, 25, up in Summit Mall, that the guy that tortured me, that is a fake FBI agent, works for that office too. They were, them and Michelle was seen with the Florida human traffickers at Lee Family Church and other places that work for Judge Peters, and they were from Florida. But yeah, I'll tell you what, people have been finding the September 30th, 25 at 1 o'clock in the morning of Michelle's complete confession. People have said nobody needs to ever speak to Michelle again. And they said the cartel was so done with him, with that whole family, that they had that biker bring her down under surveillance, start an argument with her, so she confessed to all their crimes. And they handed that family over to the police on a platter, so it couldn't be disputed. Somebody does need to get a hold of the Drug and Task Force, FBI Drug and Task Force in the courthouse of Canton. Witness Protection Program. I'll get a hold of Officer John. I'm sure he's probably up to date and they're probably working on it with everything coming out left and right. I like my money. Letter of thank you. I want you to sign it. I want to show it to my kids so they're proud of me. Medical card. Kakasami money would be amazing. But I like my informant money at least. And I would like a medical card and a letter of thank you for helping you without carrying around the house. You, like they said, it was your way into the dark cartel. You sacrificed me and that wasn't part of the deal. And you told on me before. You confessed you had everyone in your office and they already knew. And we all know you don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. You're only bullying me. And then it just makes it stupid because you've already had everybody in your office. But you already have Michelle's confession and why they did it. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. I'm tired. I have had the worst headache for days. And this thing with my new husband's family and his son threatening to bash both our skulls in and take him out to Youngstown, have him found incompetent, and put him in a nursing home. And they're going to steal everything I got. They don't know what they're going to do to me, and I don't want to float in a river. I already have post-traumatic syndrome from almost being murdered. I know that. I know that. You can't live through everything that I did and not have post-traumatic syndrome. Plus, I have all those other injuries, and it causes migraines when I get under stress like this. And then my sweet son Danny offered to buy Carl's farm from him and let him go down and feed his horse and ride his tractor and mow his hay and make sure his son can't take it from him. He's like, I'm not scared of him. He will not threaten me. I will put cameras everywhere. And the day he steps on my property, I'll have him arrested. He said, I won't put up with him. And I will not deal with him. And he said, I like Carl. He said, I haven't had a dad in 2 years. See, that's where I told you when I went through everything the other day of how the money disappeared from the safe and then the temps and then the Florida drug cartel showing up in March of 18 when I was almost kidnapped in front of Terry and then almost carjacked in May. And then that weird girl walking by, does he think it's funny bringing her here, and that one set of the mean parents waiting for me to die for my injuries were in there. And I didn't know I still don't know who they are. And they were there by March 18. That's, then you got to think John files for divorce in May of 18. Well, with this guy being the attorney that works for the cartel for what's that one guy at Maslin's problem, helping them get away with crimes. Why is he involving himself in crimes? He's in it with the drug dealers. And apparently he owed them a lot of money for if you bet with them, you bet everything you have in life. And if you want it back, you earn it back plus interest or double. And we never lose. That's where he's so desperate to get every dime he can. Michelle even confessed they sold human beings to help pay them back. They lied to the cartel and they scammed heads of cartels. You're lucky they only brought you down under police surveillance and it made you confess, or not made you, but argued with you so you confess. Under police surveillance so the police would have you. You're lucky they only handed your family over to the police on a platter, bring you down under surveillance, and start an argument with you so you would confess under surveillance. You lied to a head of a drug cartel? They could got you. Lori's family member, they laughed in her face. You know how they killed her? They tied her up and cut her up in pieces that she died. That's how they murdered her. So them just handing you over to the police on a platter, you're better than God. These people are serial killers. Are you insane? And they're done with you. Are you crazy lying to those kind of people? I'm going to upload this.